Hello students, welcome to Power Tutorials. So today we are going to start with science sample paper solution starting with section A, and as for the new sample paper we don't have section A 20 questions and very short answers and so on, because from this year it has been divided into three sections like biology, physics and chemistry separately. Okay, so in section A, which is of biology, we are going to cover the MCQs as well as the assertion-reason questions today. So just give me 2 minutes, I'll just cross check whether audio everything is fine. Okay, could see that audio is fine. So let's start with the video. So now we're going to start with the biology video. So biology MCQ questions. Okay, let's start with the first one. Take a screenshot of it. So from here we have 39 questions instead of 38. Okay, and in 38, as I told you, the section A consists of biology questions, section B chemistry, and section C physics. Okay, now we're going to do all the MCQ as well as assertion-reason questions from section A, which is of biology chapter today. Okay, tomorrow we'll cover section B chemistry MCQs, and then third day physics MCQs, and then we'll continue with 2 marks questions, 3 marks questions in the further videos. Okay, now let's see the first question of section A, which is of biology. So now I will not only discuss about the solutions, I will also cover the other parts like why the other options are incorrect. So those also I will cover in this solution paper. Okay, this is the first one. So what they are asking, select the group in which all the organisms have the same mode of nutrition. Okay, so let's see the first one. Cucusta, yeast, legumes, leeches, tapeworms. Cucusta, legumes, leeches, tapeworms are fine, whereas what about yeast? Yeast is a saprophytic. Okay, yeast is a saprophytic, whereas rest 3 are parasitic. What about cactus? Cactus is autotrophic. It's an autotrophic, which is like which prepares their own food. Ticks, leeches, cow is again it is a heterotrophic. And also we can call this herbivores. Okay, so this is not possible, this is also not possible because we have a yeast which is saprophytic. Okay, this is the right answer. Why? Because all the things belongs to parasitic. And here we have lion. Lion is again depends upon other, which is heterotrophic. At the same time it is carnivores. Okay, so hope you understood why the only C is the right answer, rest all the wrong answers. Why? Because yeast is saprophytic, and here all cow is heterotrophic and belongs to herbivores. Cucusta, leech, leeches, tapeworm, all are parasitic, hence it is correct. Whereas cactus, grass, lice, grass is an autotrophic, cactus is autotrophic, lion is heterotrophic, and tapeworm is parasitic. Okay, so only right option is C, where all are belongs to parasitic. Let's see the next question. See the question now. Which of the following options indicates the products formed after breakdown of glucose into our muscle cells, which is where there is lack of oxygen? So when there is lack of oxygen, it belongs to anaerobic nutrition, anaerobic respiration. So what is anaerobic? Which absence of oxygen. So what happens in muscle? In the absence of oxygen, it forms lactic acid and energy. B is the right answer. Okay, what about the first one, ethanol, carbon dioxide and energy? It is also anaerobic respiration, but A happens in yeast. Not in humans. So if they ask you anaerobic respiration which happens in yeast, we have to say that the end products are ethanol, carbon dioxide and energy. Okay, what about C? Lactic acid, carbon monoxide and energy. Carbon monoxide does not form in any anaerobic or aerobic respiration because carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas. Okay, what about D? D is aerobic respiration. So what is aerobic respiration? Which happens in the presence of oxygen. So glucose, C6H12O6 plus oxygen gives rise to CO2, water and energy. So this happens, it is nothing but aerobic respiration and it happens with the help of lungs. Okay, let's go to the third question. So which of the following is a correct combination of function and part of brain? So if you remember, for brain we have three main parts which are cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla oblongata. Also refers to as medulla. Cerebrum is forebrain, whereas cerebellum contains mid and medulla comes under hindbrain, which is of the back side, and it is connected to spinal cord. Okay, let's see the first option now. Posture and balance. Posture and balance is not controlled by cerebrum, it is controlled by medulla. Okay, so this way A is wrong. Why? Cerebrum, its main function is like voluntary actions. Like reading, speaking, all this comes under cerebrum. What about salivation? Salivation, yes, it happens involuntary, it happens through medulla, but medulla is not present in midbrain, it is present in hindbrain. So that's why this is wrong. Why? It can be correct if it is mentioned hindbrain. Hindbrain is all the back side. Okay, hunger is not only like happens from pons in midbrain, it usually happens through various other parts of brain as well. So it is not only through pons, so that's why it is also wrong. Blood pressure, it is also involuntary and it happens to medulla, correct, and it also present in hindbrain. Hence D is the right answer. And cerebellum's main function is to coordinate voluntary actions. And to coordinate voluntary actions, I can say the examples: posture and balance. This is controlled by cerebellum, not cerebrum. If they ask you about if the option is cerebellum, then this answer is also correct. Okay, so the main objective for this video is not only think about the right answers, we need to understand the wrong answers as well, so that if similar kind of options are present in the board exam, you should be able to answer it. Okay, the first one, posture and balance, it is not controlled by cerebrum, it is controlled by cerebellum, because cerebellum main functionality is to coordinate the voluntary actions, but to initiate or control voluntary actions controlled by cerebrum, coordinate cerebellum, and the involuntary actions are happens through medulla. Okay, now let's move to the fourth question. So what is fourth one? The blood glucose level in a patient was very high. It may be due to inadequate secretion of what? First one, growth hormone pituitary gland. This is not involved with respect to glucose. So it is only for growth hormones. So instance like hands, legs, and even the body development happens with the help of growth hormone from pituitary gland. So here this does not involve anything related to glucose. Estrogen from ovary, it is also not related to glucose. Why? Because this is related to reproduction. B part is related to reproduction and it happens in females. Okay, what about insulin from pituitary gland? This is also wrong, because pituitary gland is for growth hormone, not for insulin. Okay, pituitary is growth, not for insulin, so this is also wrong. So right answer is pancreas. Insulin has to be secreted from pancreas. If insulin is not secreted by pancreas, what will happen? The glucose generation will become higher, because insulin controls glucose level. So this way, if insulin is not generated by pancreas, it leads to diabetes, and they has to give extra insulin from outside, which is like insulin medicines, like insulin injection and insulin tablets, whatever it is, in the form of external agents. You have to provide insulin to control glucose. So this way, the insulin is a hormone or the enzyme which is secreted by pancreas. So this way, if this insulin is getting low, then the blood glucose level will increase higher. Okay, now let's move to the next question. In a cross between black fur rabbit capital B and white fur rabbit small b, all offspring were found to be black fur. What can be inferred about the genetic makeup of parent rabbits? Okay, so if you understand, here they have clearly mentioned capital B and small b, so which they want to say which is dominant and which is not. Okay, so capital B is dominant and small b is not dominant, and it has to have all are black fur, so there should be no combination with this small b and small b. Okay, so if you consider the first option, which is capital B cross with small b, then offsprings will be capital B small b, capital B small b, capital B small b, capital B small b. Why I am writing this small capital B with this one and this capital B with this one. Same way, this with this and this with this. So which is dominant? Capital B is dominant. So here it will be capital B, here it will be capital B, again capital B, again capital B. So all are black furs. Hence A is the right answer. But still we'll see about what are other four options. Capital B small b, capital B small b. So for here it will become capital B, capital B, capital B small b, again capital B, capital B, capital B small b. So when I am saying this, capital B, capital B, capital B small b, small b capital B or capital B, okay, this is wrong, it is small b capital B. Small b capital B and small b small b. What is small b? Both are same. So this will become capital B fine. This is capital B fine. This is also capital B fine. But this is small b here. So here 75 are black fur, whereas 25% is against white fur. What about C? Small with small b small b. Okay, now it becomes capital B small b, capital B small b, small b small b, small b small b. So here you will get two capital B's. Okay, I'll change the color. Two capital B's and two small B's. So here it is 75 25. This is 100, and here it is 50 50. What about last one? Small b, small b. Here if you notice, all are small b's. Small b cross small b, small b. So everything will be small b's only. So here it is 0 100%. 0 in sense 0 black fur and 100% white fur. So what they are asking? Complete black fur were found to be have black fur, which is they want 100 as black fur. So A should be the right answer. Okay, let's move to this next question. Okay, let's see this. So if you have this type of question, make sure to check first whichever you feel confident, then eliminate few options. That will be much easier to solve it. Okay. So first one, ozone layer helps in increasing UV radiations reaching us. So this cannot be the right answer because ozone layer protects the earth from reaching UV radiation. So whichever is one, it is, let's strike it off. This is wrong, and this is also wrong. So you have only two options between B and C. Now let's see what is B1. 2 is an ozone. Sorry, ozone is a deadly poison. Yes, it is a poisonous gas. So which is having 2. See, now I have reduced my lot of time efforts instead of checking all the options. So simply I got B is the right answer, and yes, that will be the right answer because no need to check for all your options as well. So it always try to eliminate the options so that it will be much faster to solve this type of questions. Okay, but as of now I will explain. But still in the exam point of view, I suggest you always eliminate a few options and then go with the right option because within 10 seconds you can solve this type of questions. Okay, this is the correct one. Ozone layer shields the earth from UV radiation, hence this is also correct. Ozone layers protects UV rays which cause skin cancer. Yes, 2, 3, 4 are correct, hence B is the right answer. What about 5? Ozone is formed with the help of chlorofluorocarbons. It is not formed. Ozone is depleted with the help of chlorofluorocarbons. Ozone is depleted or it forms holes by CFCs, which are chlorofluorocarbons. Okay, so this even banned by government, and most of the refrigerators or ACs which usually release CFCs are been banned, and now there is no emission of CFCs. But still, most of the industries and semi other fertilizers kind of industries mostly, they also release some sulfides and all, which leads to depletion of ozone. But still, they are trying to reduce that amount of generation. Okay. Let's move to the next one. 7th question. So if you are watching this video for the first time, math sample paper is assumed is solved, and with respect to chapter wise I have solved all the sample paper questions of maths. So if you are interested, you can check my live section channel or as my playlist where I have clearly mentioned the sample paper solution of maths. So chapter wise you can refer it. If you have any doubts, you can also mention in the comment section. I'll definitely check and answer to it. Okay, let's continue with the 7th one. Which of the following human activities has resulted in an increase of non-biodegradable substances? Okay, organic farming, it will not leads to increase of non-biodegradable because organic farming is an degradable, organically degradable because we use like dung kind of manures here. So this is not the right answer because it is they're saying that increase of non-biodegradable. Okay, increase of tree replantation, yes, this is also wrong. Why? Because this is also organic, or it results in biodegradable substances. Use of plastic as packaging material, yes, this is the right answer because plastic is non-biodegradable. Okay, consumption of compost composting of kitchen waste. Yes, this is also wrong answer because composting of kitchen waste is also degradable, biodegradable. Okay, hence this is also wrong answer. Which they are asking which is non-biodegradable, so we have to say which cannot be degradable naturally, so which is option C. Let's see 8th one. So from 8th question we have assertion-reason questions. So we'll solve assertion-reasons. We have only 2 more questions, 8th and 9th from biology. Let's solve this. So for assertion-reason questions, we have total 4 options A, B, C, D. A option is assertion is correct, R is correct, and it is correct explanation. B, A is true, R is true, but not correct explanation. C, A is true, R is false, and D, A is false, R is true. Okay. Let's solve the 8th one now. Tallness of pea plant is controlled by an enzyme. Okay, yes, it is controlled by enzyme, true. The gene for that enzyme makes proteins which helps the plant to be tall. Yes, both are correct and it is the correct explanation. Hence, A is the right answer. Both are true and correct explanation. Because plant requires a protein enzyme which helps to increase taller. Let's see the 9th one. So what the T is saying, vulture will always have least amount of pesticides in the food from the food chain. False, because the amount of pesticides increases with respect to food chain to the top. Okay, vulture occupies the last trophic level and it gets only 10% of energy of the previous trophic level. Yes, this is true, but not the reason. At the same time, A is again false. So if A is false, the answer is D, where A is false and R is true. So with respect to the reason, this is very important and this will come definitely in your board exam. They can change the type of question, but the concept is same. The concept it is saying that the energy levels gets only 10% of the previous level. If I say this is trophic level 1, which is autotrophic, and then we have second trophic level, third trophic level, fourth and last one. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So what will happen is, so suppose this is generating 100. Okay, then this will generate only 10%. And here it will be 1 and here it will be 0.1 and here it will be 0.0. So based upon the levels, that energy gets only 10% of the previous level. So here if it is 100, this level will reach only 10. And this will reach only 1 and so on. So this is correct. What about least amount of pesticides? Because the pesticide whichever is there here, it is consumed by here, and this again is consumed by here. So here what is happening? The pesticide level will keep on increasing, it not decrease. Okay. So in this way all the biology MCQs are done. So in the next video we'll cover chemistry MCQs. Okay. So thanks for watching. Next video, mostly it will be tomorrow itself, we'll be covering chemistry MCQ solutions. So if you are watching this video, my channel, this video or my channel videos for the first time, you can also refer my math sample paper solution where I have done with respect to chapter wise along with the concepts in detail. So next video tomorrow mostly, and it will be around 1:30 p.m. in another live session. Thanks for watching. Let's meet again tomorrow.